Good afternoon, YouTube. This is the Spinnaker SP5055. I first saw this watch at the Hong Kong Watch Fair back in September. At that stage it was just a prototype. They were looking to get feedback from people. And they had two other colours, and I believe those colours are also available. But this is the one that really caught my eye. I do like the vintage look to it. Those of you who know your watches will probably notice they've gone for a Blancpain 50 fathoms look to it, and that's mainly down to this bezel, and I'll go into more detail about the bezel later in the video. So let me give you some specifications first. It runs the 24 jewel Japanese movement. It's a 3-hand with date, and it's 43 millimeters in diameter, which really did surprise me when I first tried it on. I thought it was a 42 millimeter. For some reason it feels smaller than what it actually is. Normally with short lugs you can get away with a lot bigger case. These don't have short lugs, but it still feels smaller than what it is. The reason I don't go for more than 42 is because it just doesn't feel comfortable on my wrist. But this, it does. 43 mil, it doesn't feel like it. Very comfortable. Can wear it all day with no problem whatsoever. It's 13.25 in thickness, and it has a sapphire crystal with applied lume and markers. It's got a 22 millimeter lug size, which is great, so you can try different straps. Now it comes in this brown vintage inspired type strap with the Spinnaker logo on the buckle. Now I've tried it on several different types of straps. People who have watched my other videos know I love to change my straps, and I've tried it on a vast array of straps. I think the rubber strap fits it really well. By changing the strap, it gives the watch a completely different look and feel to it. You can see with the rubber, and then I've changed it to a crocodile, and then to several leather straps. The carbon fiber strap I think suits the watch really well. I think anyone who's got a watch, you should invest in a few straps. You can buy some fairly cheap ones, and then you can go up to like hundreds of dollars for some really nice vintage straps. Now I've got it on this vintage ammo strap with a sort of a pearl grey stitching, which almost matches the markers on the bezel and the hour markers. So I think over time the stitching will sort of come more close to the markers. One of the main things which drew me to this watch is the bezel. Now it's got this domed crystal on it. Now I'm not sure if it's acrylic or if it is sapphire, but it feels like it's acrylic because acrylic sort of has a warm feel to it. So this feels like it's acrylic. And it's got a sapphire crystal glass. Now it's not got any AR coating. Now AR coating is a bit of a hit and miss with some people. I prefer watches with AR coating, but I've got friends who've got watches with AR coating and then they've taken the AR coating off completely because they didn't like the fact that over time it starts to scratch, the coating will start to wear away. So it's one of those things, if either you like it or you don't. I'm a big fan of AR coating. On the back of the watch you've got an open case. Now if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of open cases unless the watch has a really nice special movement to it, which is something to look at. But I do give credit to Spinnaker for actually changing the rotor on the watch. Now most companies, when they buy these movements, they'll just stick the standard rotor on there and they won't change anything. So Spinnaker have paid the extra to have a customized rotor fitted to it, which is nice to see. They've actually gone that extra bit. So on the back you've got, it says water resistant, 150 meters, sapphire, SP5055, automatic stainless steel. So it's 150 meters water resistant, which is 500 feet. Now I've been wearing this watch for about 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks, and I took it away with me while I was on vacation. And I took it into the sea. I got absolutely drenched in the sea, and you can see from here the pictures where it's been hit by waves in the sand, covered in sand, and it got absolutely covered in sand, and it didn't have any problems whatsoever. I took a zip lining Didn't have any issues with it. The timekeeping on this is fantastic so far. I've not had any issues. I did think it might be losing some time when I shouldn't have taken it ziplining, because I was traveling at something in the region of 60 miles an hour. Then you come to a sudden stop, so which is going to give a big jolt to the movement. But it's held up really well, so really pleased with it. The dial on the watch has this really nice textured look to it. They've gone for this vintage type feel to it, I think. They're trying to make it look like it's aged over the years. And it's not a bad job. From a distance, it does look really nice. It does go with the bezel and with the inserts to give it sort of an old feel to it. That's one of the things I really do like about the watch. You've got a modern watch, but a really old vintage feel to it. On the dial, you've got Spinnaker, and then you've got automatic 500 feet and 150 meters on the dial. Really simple, very easy to read. They've done a good job there. They haven't put too much text on the dial, unlike most other companies where they'll just put loads and loads of text on the dial, which I think is unnecessary. The finish of the watch is excellent. It's got a brushed finish to it all the way around, apart from just on the lug edges there. You've got a little polished line. I'm really pleased with the way the watch is finished. I've got no complaints. I've seen higher end brands which are going to be like 2-3 times the price, which have exactly the same amount of finish and attention to detail. The crown has the Spinnaker logo on there. Now it's a screw-in crown, so if you pull it out to the first position, you can change the date, and then if you pull it out again, that will stop the second hand, and then you can set the time to the exact time you want it to. I would highly recommend this watch to anyone. For the price that you're paying for the watch, which is $295, you're getting a lot of watch for the price. If this was some other brand, you'd probably be paying maybe double the price of what Spinnaker are charging. The lume on the watch is excellent. As you can see, the whole dial and bezel lights up. It uses the C3 lume and glows a really bright green, and then slowly to a nice soft green throughout the night. Now, if you want to pick up one of the watch, I'll put a link to the Spinnaker website in the description. The first link I'm going to put in there is to Aaron from the OFD channel. He's done a review on the sister of this watch, the 5056, which is basically the same watch, but the bezel is slightly different. It still has the glass curve bezel, but it has different markers on it. From 12 to 15, it's got the minute markers, and the font's different as well on the bezel. The dial and the hands are different. It's more of a modern look to it. It doesn't have the faded patina to it, but the dial is the same. But it's just the numbers, and the bezel is slightly different. And also, if you wanted to buy the watch, if you click the link in his review of the 5056, he's got a discount code, so you can save yourself 20% on the watch. So you're going to be saving, what, $60 or so. So check out his channel, check out his review. He's got some other Spinnaker watches that he's reviewed. Thank you for watching.